I have a thing.
Wait, what number are you on?
I'm not telling you.
What
I have
number
a
are you
thing. I'm
on?
not telling you. You're supposed to be keeping track. I have a thing. Some advice from Dr. Shakib Hassan, who was on the back of the theater.
Okay.
He had one very good nugget of a concrete do not.
Do not?
And this is important for you. Do not, if you think you have the coronavirus or you are maybe have some symptoms, high fever maybe or something like that, do not take Advil.
Well, there's been conflicting stuff on that because I posted that earlier this week not to take ibuprofen if you have symptoms.
They said it makes it worse.
And a couple of days later it came out saying that's not true. Like the World Health Organization said it wasn't true. But it was the CDC that said don't take ibuprofen.
Like I said,
So there's conflicting reports.
just because they're conflicting doesn't mean that you should take the risk.
Alright, but
You know what I mean? If they're saying, if they're not, okay, put it this way. Tylenol brings down
fever.
So
Advil takes away pain.
if it takes down fever, and then you have another thing that takes down fever, and one of them is nobody is saying not to do it or to do it. It's just a thing. Use it as you need it.
Paracetamol or acetaminophen reduces your fever.
But
ibuprofen reduces pain.
But
It
the
does
point
not
is-
bring your fever
But the
down.
point is, if one is getting possibly not good for you, or it might be okay, and then the other one is, yeah, go ahead and take that. Which one are you going to choose? Why would you choose the one where the potential for you to feel worse goes up? Why would you choose that one? It doesn't matter if they're conflicting. That the fact that they're conflicting should lead you to not use.
Right.
When you have an alternative, that's just fine. You have the alternative. So, and we don't have to worry about the problems of acetaminophen because you can't get that for the most part outside of the U.S. anyway.
Right. We have paracetamol.
So,
Your turn.
keep it moving, come on. I'm sliding down fast.
Okay.
Going down.
Letting kids win for the sake of winning to make them happy. So a friend of mine, wait. A friend of mine said that they have been playing board games as part of this lockdown stuff.
Yeah.
And her daughter, I think her daughter's just early teens, is getting pissed because she never beats mom. You know
Get
that
better.
feeling. You know that feeling, don't you, dude?
Get better.
So she suggested, the daughter suggested to the mom that she let her win.
Kids
And-
are stupid.
And I said to her, I would never do that. Whoop her ass. I mean, beat her down. Show her what it's like to just get a beating.
Good God. Okay.
This is
I didn't go that
It's a
far.
different thing.
This
now.
is
I
only
did
a
not go
game.
that far.
I'm super competitive, but I really hate this idea of parents allowing the kids to win just to make them feel better or feel happy. That is not helping them. That is not
especially
teaching
not if you're
them.
playing a competitive
Well, if they're
thing.
playing
Doing
good.
anything competitive, letting them win, they should feel bad that you let them.
Right, it's patronizing. It's one, I feel it's unethical to do that. I feel it's disrespectful to the child. It's just not something that I would do, even though my son complains about it all the time. Because
I don't like being let win either.
no, but I don't let you win.
I
But
hate
then you
that.
complain that I always win.
I know, but that's what you're supposed to.
That's
Isn't that the
me.
point?
I have to get better.
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to not like losing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why would you like losing? That'd be
So
weird.
while you're home with your kids, play games with them. Teach them. Have fun with them. But don't let them win just to make them happy.
We were supposed to do that on the podcast.
Play some
We
games?
were supposed to.
We
do
forgot.
What
we
kind
were
of games?
supposed
We
to
were
do
supposed
that.
to.
We were supposed to play the
games.
card game while talking about different things
Yeah.
to the people.
Man, I'll beat you down. I'll beat you
Maybe
down.
what we need to do is after we use all the TP, then
Today.
and we burn our sage and make
Which
ourselves
I've been
healthy.
doing a couple times a week because I have a cough.
And we wipe off our phone with our wipes.
Wipes.
I don't think that's Clorox over there.
Is it not?
I
It's
don't think
Lysol.
so.
What is Lysol?
FYI, Lysol is for surfaces, not air.
It says it on the can.
It says it on the can, people. Yeah, we were supposed to be playing cards
Yeah, we
around the table.
We've got all the different kinds of cards.
we got all
We got
kinds
so
of stuff.
many things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
do.
need to do that.
Okay,
We need to do that.
I'll whoop you.
Now we were supposed to do that, so keep a lookout for that because that's going to be coming. We gotta, and we could do it while
Doing this.
nobody's going to work right now,
I
so
know.
we could probably do that. What else you got? Do you want to go to another thing? I mean, basically, I have shoehorned my things into your things
I have
because
too.
they're pretty much the same.
Yeah, I have two. I have the question of the week left, but I also have one other thing. So someone posted this morning. Shout out to GenX, the only generation who keep our asses at home without being told. The motherfucking latchkey kids, the generation used to being neglected by fucking everyone, will be the only ones left.
We survived the zombie apocalypse. No, seriously, we survived.
We're the ones who know who care for ourselves in the house with restrictions.
Now, here's the thing. This is the shoehorning I was talking about earlier. We have my mom who's going to go on location. Virtually on location.
Huh?
Yeah. To find out. Because people have to adjust based on not being able to go out.
Uh-huh.
So she's gonna go and find out what did people do in like her generation and before TP. Talk about survive.
Hope it's not the left hand.
See, you're talking about survive.
Do you know about the poop hand?
So-
folks, the left hand?
So survive. Could you survive without the TP?
Well, sure.
Could you?
Sure.
Really? Would you have to take a shower every time you take a shit?
Um,
That was a suggestion I heard. Just
I-
take a shower, which could get really messy.
Yeah.
Not only
I
can
don't
it get
think
really
that would
messy,
be
but
good.
it's a waste of water.
But
Is it a waste of water?
also
You're gonna
that's gonna be hot.
I mean, I have wet
That
wipes.
would be bad.
Wet wipes. How come nobody's talking about wet wipes?
I always have wet wipes.
No, I'm saying, but nobody's talking about that.
I have the
It's not even.
flushable ones.
It hasn't
and
even
the
come
not
up.
flushable ones.
But we're gonna.
actually has
We're gonna
come
get some information about what people did before TP, so that maybe people stop going out and going crazy about TP. I do want you to tell us about the thing on top of the TP, though.
Okay, so
Quickly.
this is a sage bundle. It's just white sage. It's dried.
Don't move too fast.
You just
show the people.
you can buy fresh sage at the
Show
supermarket
Cam too.
and then just tie it up with a string
Don't
and
forget
let
to
it.
show Aaron.
I know what it
Aaron
looks
uses
like.
it.
I'm sitting here.
You can get fresh sage like in the produce department. Then you bundle it up and then tie it together and then hang it up and let it dry. You're good to go. Sage.
Wait, you just said I can buy sage anywhere?
You can buy it at the supermarket. I've made my own bundles. I have some
Dry it
emergency
yourself.
bundles.
Is there something special about making a bundle?
You want to make sure that it's packed tight and squeezed tight because the more air that you allow in it once you light it, the faster it burns.
But you're saying buying fresh sage?
You could buy fresh sage,
And I gotta let it dry out,
but you bundle it first and then you dry it out. Just hang it up, let it dry. It only takes maybe a week. And then
why did we have to buy pre-bundled
because
stuff?
I couldn't find sage when I bought those.
You mean people don't have sage in Mexico? Don't they?
They
do
have
it
them. They have
at
sage
Mexico
in Mexico.
City, and they use it.
I got these while we were in China.
No, I'm just saying.
Masterfundifi.com.
Okay, but they don't. You're saying that in Mexico, do they use this?
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah. We saw them using it in Mexico City.
Yeah, we saw them, the indigenous actors playing indigenous people using sage. But do regular people use
They
sage?
do. I had a mom say to me, I said she was complaining that her youngest twins had the influenza B, and then her older twins got the influenza B.
Okay, that's too many twins.
And I said, well, do you use white sage? And she said, yes, that's the only way to prevent it from spreading to the other ones in the house.
Yeah,
That's 4 children, yes.
She has 5.
Yes, but you said twins and twins.
Yeah. So, anyway, you light the sage and let the flame go out, and then you're going to have to blow it to keep the embers going and the smoke going. But you fill the space with smoke. You walk around the house and fill it with smoke because the sage smoke will kill up to 96% of airborne germs for 36 hours.
See, sage is good.
Yep.
And
It
it's
smells
natural.
pretty good. It smells pretty good.
Yeah, I love the smell of sage. But anytime I start to have I have this issue where I have postnasal drip and I get a cough that dries air and nuts.
The truest statement. Karen has issues.
So I cough a lot, and sometimes I'll start to get a scratchy throat, and as soon as that happens, I light the sage, and within half an hour, my throat doesn't hurt anymore.
Huh. Yeah. Sage. That's why it's in the pack of things on the table. Definitely need those.
Yeah. And it helps with lots of other things. It helps with congestion, and it helps with headaches, and so I use the sage. Now, if you want to order it, you don't want to do it yourself, masterfundifee.com. She will ship it to you. She has this size, and she has bigger than this size.
Really?
Yeah.
Biggins?
They're huge. They're like a foot long.
Can we get these bundles like this of the marijuana?
Did you see the thing in the Netherlands? That people weren't worried about stocking up on TP. They were making mad dashes to the weed shops. They had long lines outside of the weed shops. I know, but they're getting ready to be on lockdown.
Right, exactly. So you got to get your stash, man. Fuck the TP. We need the green.
I wonder if they're out of Doritos too.
That ain't a thing. Oh, I need no Dorito.
It's funny
Cereal.
that I had
The
posted.
people that are smoking like that,
They don't get the munchies anymore. My parents never had the munchies. When I posted a picture last week of me with a sage, someone thought it was a giant weed, a bundle of weed. But I don't smoke marijuana. I've never smoked anything in my life.
That was the most like non-drug user thing. They thought it was a big weed.
Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't have any of that. So, but use the sage. It helps. Just make sure you have a window cracked to let in some of the fresh air.
Yeah, or else it freaking suffocate you.
Nah, you don't suffocate
you're not going to
yourself.
suffocate, but it becomes a little overwhelming.
Yep.
The latest on the coronavirus pandemic, which has infected more than 287,000 people and killed more than 11,900. The COVID-19 illness causes mild or moderate symptoms in most people, but severe symptoms are more likely in the elderly or those with existing health problems.
Okay.
More than 89,800 people have recovered so far, mostly in China. Italy's coronavirus deaths cases continue to rise.
Folks, just because you feel fine doesn't mean you aren't a carrier. It doesn't mean that you can't harm someone who is immunocompromised. And there are a lot of those people. They may look normal to you, but I have a very good friend that I talk to all day, every day. She is immunocompromised. She has Crohn's disease, and she was tested for the COVID-19 yesterday morning because she's been sick for over a week. Someone in her husband's office tested positive.
You love putting everybody's business in the street.
But she was told that they could get the results quickly. And when she was taken to the hospital last night because she couldn't breathe, they said it may be 3 to 5 days before she gets the results because the lab that's doing it is doing several states as well as her. So there are like 4 or 5 states that this one lab is doing. Keep your ass at home. You don't need to go out. We have the interwebs. If it's not your job to go to work, you don't have to go to work for your doctor or nurse or whatever your essential job is. People who work at the supermarket, thank you for working at the supermarket. You don't have to go out. You can order shit online and they will deliver it to you. You're protecting your family, yourself, and others.
Them self-checkouts look so much better now, don't they?
Quit being so goddamn selfish.
The reason I was reading about the coronavirus, because this alert came up, Italy's grim tally of coronavirus cases and deaths has continued to soar, with officials announcing new day-to-day highs. Right now, 793 dead and 6,557 cases in Italy. I want someone to jump into the social problems of these countries to tell us why these things are growing in one place but not growing in others. What is it about these societies that allows for the rapid growth that we're seeing in some places and the lack of that growth in other places?
Well, look at all the college kids who went on spring break. Even though they were told, don't go to the beach, stay home, don't do this, don't do that. Here are all these kids partying and...
You want college kids to listen to people.
Yep. So, there was a thing this week from the State Department saying all Americans abroad, that's us, should get back to the United States as soon as possible,
Hell no.
or run the risk of being trapped outside of the country
That's fine.
for a long period of time.
We already been out the country for a long period of time.
Right.
Hey.
As have many thousands of expats.
But they weren't talking to expats.
They weren't talking to
I
expats.
don't know. They were talking about people on vacation, right?
So one of my friends...
They were talking about people traveling.
Right.
One of my friends said that her mom was trying to beg her to leave Honduras and go back to the United States because Honduras had made a public announcement, like a press conference thing, saying that they only have the ability, the capacity to deal with 32 critical patients in the entire country, and at that point they had 24. So her mom wanted her to come back, understandably, because she feared that if she did get sick, she wouldn't be able to get the medical treatment required. Now, this teacher is young, she's healthy, blah, blah, blah.
Which means nothing.
She's following the rules. These are the things that she's saying, Mom, I'm not coming back. And I said, why would any expat return after we've seen what happened to the expats that returned from Wuhan, who were quarantined and then slapped with thousands of dollars worth of medical bills? The one person had like a $3,000 bill for ambulance to take them from the airport to the hospital where they had to be quarantined.
Oh.
And then the people who were trapped on the cruise ship said it was worse than being in prison. Why would I want my family to go through that? I've lived outside of the country. We've lived outside for almost 9 years now. We don't have a home to go back to.
Right. Yeah, there is no going
There
back.
is no
But why
going
would
back.
you go back to a country that barely can test the people?
That's what I was thinking. Like, why would I go back there when they don't have enough resources for the ones that were there?
I think I heard the thing there in some places, I think New York mostly, right now, it's a moving target, but they're making the masks for the hospital staff to use. They're making the masks from stuff from
office supplies.
office supplies and
Well,
they're makeshift things and sending out stuff to like if you know how to sew,
Yep.
and making masks. It's like, well,
My friend
I'm
is
sorry,
doing that.
but
She's making
my
masks.
point is, why would I go back to that?
I would.
Why would I return? Hey! Why would I return to that? Why would anybody? Why? And why would I get in a can with a bunch of other people and then travel back with those people and then have to be quarantined because I traveled back with those people?
And have to pay for the quarantine, and I don't make the money that they are going to charge me.
I don't think that's a smart idea I don't know why they would want people to come back to the U.S. when they're ill-equipped to deal with the people that are already there. The people, if they're living outside of the U.S. right now, or if they're on vacation, most likely they're going to be covered for their medical things.
They are not.
They got to be covered in some way, shape, or form.
I saw that this week on.
They can't just let people not. They can't let people just be.
Let me tell you.
But wait. Think about what I'm about to say. They cannot, as a country, allow people that have traveled to their country to go untreated because they're going to infect the people that live there.
That's not the same as they're going to be covered.
Wait, no, but that's essentially covering them.
We always buy travel insurance. Never travel without travel insurance, folks. Buy the extra insurance. So.
But I'm not talking about that.
People who are outside of the country who have this travel insurance who think that they're going to be covered because the insurance covers medical things, right?
But that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about at all.
You're saying that the country...
I'm saying that the country is worried that people are going to infect their people.
Okay.
So, you can't let them... I mean, even if you just quarantine them, that is... Right now, because that's what's happening to us, that's what's happening in the U.S., just quarantining is trying to mitigate the problems of people passing the virus from person to person. That is a way to do it. So, they're going to have to go to those people and say, you don't get to leave your hotel room now. You've got to stay there.
Like
we don't know if
China.
you brought it in or whatever. They're going to have some kind of, they're going to have to find out. They're going to have to put the thing on the forehead. They're going to have to do all of those things. And if they are sick, they're going to have to treat them. They're going to be forced to do it. Who pays for it? Nobody really knows at this point. But they're going to have to treat them because if they don't, they're going to have an epidemic in their local areas. Each area is going to have its own epidemic. So the country, it behooves every country to deal with those people, whether they're on vacation, they're expats, or they are part of the population.
I'm not saying that they should.
Uninsured people.
I'm saying your travel insurance, if you're outside of the
I'm
country,
not talking
doesn't
about
cover
doesn't
cover COVID-19.
That's fine, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that as a public health herd immunity problem, you've got to deal with those people, and they've got to be treated so that they don't kill off your population.
Yeah.
You know, this is not. It cannot be seen like a small thing that just is isolated. This is everywhere, and it's coming to you. Whether you,
Yeah.
I was talking. Somebody said something about one of my photos, and they we didn't have any cases where I am on my island.
And
In the message to me, the DM.
Yep.
And then I said, well, that's good. Hopefully, you guys won't have an outbreak right there. And then they were like, too late.
Yeah, they already closed the island.
Yeah, it's already here, and it's already. So it's like, now, let's say you're one of those college kids and you went to that place. You're stuck there now. Why would you go anywhere? If you go to get on an airplane, you are now going to be more, to me, you're now more in danger than staying where you are.
That's what the teacher in Honduras was saying. Mom, if I come back, I have to fly through Miami. I have to now go to where all these spring breakers are.
Don't put it off on spring breakers. It doesn't matter. It's just people.
All these people are traveling, and I'm going to be stuck in an airplane for hours with people who may or may not be sick.
in the airplane.
Right. People may or may not be sick, and now I could be bringing it to your house. She's like, it's safer for me to stay where I am.
Yeah. It really is. It's because if you are sick, you're now getting on the plane infecting other people. If someone else is sick, you're now getting on a plane where you could be infected. It's like, no. If you just stayed in your hotel room or you stayed where you are, maybe you don't come in contact with those people because you stayed away. See, the idea, the whole idea of the social distancing is to keep you from coming in contact with other people so that you don't get it or you don't pass it on, because you can pass it on and never be symptomatic. People need to understand that.
Yeah.
People think that when and I think this probably because of the things we've dealt with in the past, people think that I need to show symptoms in order to pass it on to you.
And we know
and
that's
not
true.
how this is working. And it's probably not true for other things as well.
Well, I know
But
it's not true for chicken pox.
But this thing now, COVID-19, it does not need you to be symptomatic to pass it to the next person. So that means you could be passing it on and never know you're passing it on.
Right.
So why would you then put yourself in this position to be around other people passing it on? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yep.
You know, this is the whole self-quarantining thing. You don't even have to think you have it. And a lot of people keep saying this. I think I might have it, or there's a possibility because of my contact with other people, so I'm going to self-quarantine. But basically what they're saying now, in California and other places, just self-quarantine.
Yeah.
Don't try to think that you do or don't. Just self-quarantine, because the self-quarantining thing is probably going to be the safest bet today.
Yep.
If you want to follow the Traveling Farrs, you can find us on the YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, iTunes, Spotify, and the Google Podcasts. Wasn't there something else? Wasn't something supposed to get added to that list?
Yeah, your new podcast.
No, something else. I thought maybe not. I thought there was another place, where you get your podcast.
Wherever fine podcasts are sold.
Or given away for free. The Traveling Farrs, if you like the Instagram or the Twitters. Traveling Farrs, if you like the email, travelingfars@gmail.com. And the blog space, thetravelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the Blueberry. Lots of stuff going up. Trying to do at least one part of a show per day. Usually around 10 a.m. So keep a lookout for that. Play it for your kids. No, actually don't play us for your kids. Yeah, trust me, you don't want to do that. They're going to have questions about shit.
Yeah.
But there is the funny. The funny is definitely in there somewhere, because boy, you never know what I might find to put into one of our videos, because we just did this one. I don't know what's going in here until I sit down over at the desk. And then it becomes, oh boy.
Yep.
There is some funny going on. Like Shaq's haircut from last week. Or the week before.
Oh, women.
I love all women.
You laughed at that so hard.
Yeah, boy.
Several hours that one.
Telling you, man. Just, you never know. All I can say is you never know. Just keep watching, man. Just keep watching, because tell it what's going to happen. Right? Oh,
the hands.
Say goodbye to people, man. Say goodbye to people.
Bye.
Peace.